Hi everybody and welcome to Path of Peace. Thank you for joining me once and again in this pick a card reading and a short mindfulness practice. We will start with the practice to calm down our mind and to generate some good beneficial energy, and then we will work with the theme healing an important relationship. And you can choose again from 3 spreads, pile 1, 2 or 3, based on your intuition, or you can even choose today based on the animal symbol that is on the top. You can spend your time with me, like the whole program. You can follow the whole program, or I am placing timestamps down below so you can choose just the parts that are intriguing for you. Okay, so let's just dive into it. Let's start with the practice. So I'm just giving you a brief moment to sit or lay down. Please do not drive a car or operate some kind of machinery while doing this practice. Please don't do that. And just sit down on a chair, on the floor, or laying down based on your capacity, based on your physical capacity, based on your health. And just connect for a moment with your breath. Just allow yourself to follow your breath. As you are breathing in, you can recognize that your body is slightly expanding, your lungs are expanding, maybe your belly is expanding a little bit. And as you are breathing out, your belly is sinking and your chest is sinking, almost like a balloon. You can imagine that you are a balloon, your body is a balloon. And you are breathing in, expanding, and then breathing out, relaxing, your body shrinking. And you can just follow for a moment this almost like wave-like feeling of expanding and contracting. Breathing in, gently expanding. You don't have to push it anywhere. You don't have to make it bigger or deeper. Just being aware. As I'm breathing in, my body is expanding. And as I'm breathing out, my body is gently contracting. And let's just follow this gentle wave for a moment. Breathing in, expanding. Breathing out, contracting. And just allow yourself to feel into your body and just recognize if there is any tightness or stress. Without any judgment, without any further story, just recognizing. And you can just give this gentle command, relaxing, relaxing the tightness, releasing the stress. And just imagine that all this stress, all this accumulated stress or chaotic energy in your body is just sinking down, down and through your feet into the earth. And you can feel that you are grounding again into this inner peace, connecting deeply with the earth, receiving nourishment from the earth. And you can call yourself back. Just recognize if your mind is still wandering somewhere. Yeah, maybe you are still in your job, or maybe you are still in something that happened early today. And just call your mind back and allow yourself to claim your peaceful moment. This is my peaceful moment. As I'm breathing in, excuse me, as I'm breathing in and breathing out, this is my peaceful moment. Bringing myself back home, recognizing my inner center. And as I focus on this inner center, I can recognize and feel and embody this very deep peace, connecting with natural goodness and connecting with much more natural flow of life and of my body. And just gently breathing in and breathing out. And you can open your eyes if you have closed them. And maybe you can wiggle a little bit, move around, massage your face or your shoulders, and gently bring yourself back. Thank you for joining me for this simple practice. And if you wish to stay with me, then today we are working with the theme Healing an Important Relationship. And you can choose from 3 spreads: symbol of a bear, symbol of a dolphin, or symbol of a kangaroo. Okay, so I will go ahead and start with group number 1. Okay, so for those of you who chose pile number 1 with the bear, we are working with the theme Healing an Important Relationship. So let's see what is the story, the healing story for you. So you have the symbol of a bear, which is very powerful by itself. I will get to it very soon. And then you have, wow, this is interesting. This is card of karma or past lives. Sometimes ancestral card. I call it ancestral card sometimes. So let's just see. What is the main theme here? It almost feels like people in this group are somehow healing your ancestry. It can be your ancestry that you are healing. So it is like a relationship with your ancestors. Or it can also be that you are healing your past lives or karma. But I would like to really be very clear about what it means. Because sometimes I notice that sometimes people seek these spiritual experiences, or what is my past life, and what is the story behind. But I would like to present a slightly different perspective, which is that karma is like accumulated energy. So everything that had impacted your existence in this moment, in these current times. It could have been a place where you were born, your ancestors, anything that is imprinted strongly in your mind stream. So when we work with this card, it is usually about clearing some painful imprints, healing something in your ancestry, or healing some burdens that are maybe even older. So as we are working with the theme healing an important relationship, I really feel that you are healing relationship with your ancestry, with maybe your family system, or maybe something from the past that is ready to be cleared specifically in this life, specifically in this moment. Because karma is like seeds. When you are growing certain seeds, at some point they ripen, and it almost feels like there is like ripening of karma or ripening of some kind of ancestral energy that is ready to be healed, that is ready to be transformed, that is ready to be acknowledged, released, and used differently. So you may be healing, something along these lines. And it can be happening with a specific person or with the whole family system. I'm not reading your future and I'm not reading your past. I'm just pinpointing a specific potential, and you can sit with it, you can pray about it, you can meditate about it, take it into your practice or journaling, and really find for yourself what it might be right now in this moment that is ready to be cleared from my past, from my ancestral past. It can also be something from the collective past, because all of us are more or less connected with the collective level, with the collective subconscious or unconscious. And some people are ready to tap into that storage of energy and do some healing that is not just for them, but also for the collective. So it may be your case. Find for yourself. What is really powerful and interesting is that you have bear energy, symbol of the bear, mother bear. It is very fierce energy, very healing, very restorative. Bear is a very powerful medicine, and I am not surprised that it is coming, because when we are healing some kind of stored energy from the past, from our ancestors, or maybe even deeper from our cellular memory, then you need a strong medicine, and bear is a strong medicine. Bear is this very deep, feminine, intuitive energy that has capacity to regenerate, restore, connect with very deep flows of life, understanding the cycles, which is beautiful because we have cycles of death and rebirth. So the bear, the mother bear, is understanding those cycles. She can connect with them. Bear is also a symbol or a totem that knows when is time to go inward into the cave, into the time of dreaming, if you wish, and when is it time to come out empowered and strong. Imagine a bear coming to the cave for the winter time, and then in the springtime, Mother Bear is usually coming with her cubs. So there is some kind of inner transformation, there is some kind of rebirth happening, birthing, and then coming out. This is a very powerful totem, and on the back of this card, there is, you are being called to provide strong and decisive leadership for your family or community. So step into that role with courage and clarity. This is powerful. It almost feels like you on some level maybe like a family healer, yeah? That you are the person that can see these patterns very clearly and you have capacity to start healing them. And as you heal yourself in this process, you are also healing your family system and you are also healing that little puzzle within the collective. It's beautiful, very powerful. So that important relationship or relationships that might be healing in this group are specifically these, like ancestral relationships, family relationships, or some kind of stored energy that is ready to be released and transformed. So let's just see if there is anything more that will unfold. I will pull some more cards, like tarot cards. How is it that you can heal these relationships or a specific relationship? How is it that you can change this energy if this resonates with you? So we have Devil card. Please do not run away. Some people are scared of these images. And I do understand why, they look scary. Then we have a Hanged Man. It is very interesting. It almost feels like a very deep ancestral healing. Yes, there is really some kind of stored karma that is really maybe impacting your life. Because what happens with energy is that if there is a stored energy in your life from your ancestors or from your past lives, or whatever you wish to call it, let's call it stored energy. If there is some kind of unhealthy, heavy stored energy, it usually starts manifesting in your current life. And it is interesting that it is showing here that it is manifesting. It is manifesting as some kind of hardship. It can be physical hardship, like ailment or sickness, some kind of maybe weak body constitution. It can be something with poverty or being abandoned in difficult situation. So it almost feels like you are tapping on some level very deeply into your ancestry and what your ancestors maybe have experienced. And there may be a pattern of lack. There may be some kind of strong pattern of physical ailment or sickness and some kind of heart conditions. And it is interesting that it almost feels like your ancestors or that stored energy, it almost feels like you may have been chained to that, literally chained, because the Devil card is when we are chained to something very toxic. Yeah, it is, for example, like alcoholism within one family system. Or if you have, for example, cancer within one family system. And it is even like surprising why so many people in that family system are on alcohol. Why so many people in that family system have cancer. So it is this type of patterning that is like a repetitive response to a specific theme within that family system. And it almost feels like you somehow have capacity to be the curse breaker, that you have capacity to break these curses, these patterns by your insight, by choosing different things in your life, by clearing this energy. We have also the Hanged Man, which means that it may have been something very stagnant. Something may be very heavy or challenging that your ancestors or even you now in your current life may have felt like you are really stuck in it, like really crucified in it. Whenever I try to move into a specific direction, maybe this was like blocking me. It was like It was like bubbling up to the surface, some kind of heaviness, toxicity. Sometimes it can also be very toxic relationships within a family system. Yeah, if there is like abusive behavior or a lot of unresolved traumas, you will need to find for yourself. And this energy, it is interesting that it is a very like deep layer of energy. Yeah, it can be something with almost like within your bones, within your DNA, within your coding, within the way how you perceive the world, within your emotional, mental processing. Yeah, something very, very deep. What is interesting with the Hanged Man is that it is literally forcing us to change perspective. When we get really stuck in something, we are usually asked to pause and to figure out, hey, wait a minute, why is this happening? What is this energy? What is the perspective that I need to find? What is the illumination that I need? Like this halo around this person's head. What is the illumination? What is the light that needs to shine into this situation so that I can really move through this energy? And usually when you have a very heavy stored energy within a family system, someone within that family system is really called, for example, to a dedicated practice of prayer or mindfulness or meditation, or maybe changing lifestyle really significantly, or maybe even like moving to a different place or different country just to resolve that energy and start using it differently. Yeah, like it almost feels like for some people, this can also manifest as a need to leave a specific environment so that you are not constantly pulled back into it, because it may be so embedded within this family system, or within, it can be also, it can even be like a collective mentality of a specific country or culture. Yeah, like it can be, try to really find for yourself. And sometimes these transgenerational healers are really called to maybe even like change destinations, or bring so much more like prayer and love into their life so that they can recalibrate and heal this. So it's a very powerful healing. It is not necessarily an easy path, but it is talking about a transformation that is possible. So I will pull some more cards because I feel that aside of the bear, there might be some further gifts or attitudes in your life that you can use that can help you if you resonate with this. If don't, then please just move ahead. So what are the gifts and strategies for this person or people that are navigating this very deep karmic healing? Okay, so we have a card view from above. Get the big picture. It is almost, with this card, it almost feels like if there is a lot of heavy energy moving through our lives, we usually need to go really above, like to see that higher perspective, almost like an eagle, connecting with a much higher or bigger picture. So there is an invitation for you, or a part of that healing strategy may be that you are repeatedly learning not to be stuck in it, but always take your consciousness or awareness above it. And you can do it through mindfulness, you can do it through prayer. Whenever you start feeling that you're like slipping back into it, then how can I bring myself back? What choices am I making right now? Where is it that I need to go? What is it that I need to connect with so that this energy can be transformed and can leave my life? Okay, so having like this higher vision, higher perspective, even maybe connecting with your higher self, this is incredibly powerful and you may not even believe it right now, but guess what? Another symbol of a bear came out, which is like a beautiful confirmation that there is something very powerful transforming in your life, that you really might be a very powerful healer. We all are essentially. You know, it's not ego-based, we all are healers. But some people are born more ready than others. And it almost feels like people in this group are really ready for this. And you are really invited to embody and embrace that strategy of the bear. It can be the most beneficial energy because it's like twice here from different decks, the power symbol of the bear. So you can even like connect with this symbol or take it into a meditation. How do you feel about this power animal? How is it showing up for you? What is it teaching you? You can connect with it on a much deeper level. It's a very powerful symbol of healing and transformation. And usually it is very yin energy, very inward energy. So you are invited, or maybe you even have like this very deep introspective capacity and regenerative capacity. And when you tap into these inner intuitive powers and these inner insights and this restorative energy, then it will be much easier to navigate through this. I hope that it makes sense, that you can take some hints for your practice or for your everyday life. Thank you so much for joining me, and I am moving to the next spread. Thank you, and bye-bye for now. Okay, so for those of you who chose pile 2, Dolphin, we are working with the theme healing an important relationship. So let's just see what shows up for you. You have Dolphin, and then you have a symbol of outsider. It's a symbol of inner child. This card is usually showing up when we close our heart, when we disconnect it from our inner child. So you may be healing, or people in this group may be healing relationship with your inner child, or if you are a parent, it can even be showing up through your child, through your own child, because our children usually represent our repressed inner children. So again, take what you need. So in this group, there is like this beautiful invitation to connect with your inner child and to let your inner child come out. It almost feels like it was locked somewhere. And usually what happens when we somehow disown our inner child, or there is something in our childhood, it almost feels like it is locked in our body, which is like a beautiful symbol. It is locked in our body and we can't use that energy. It is locked in our nervous system. It can close our heart. And there is this beautiful invitation to start slowly and gently opening the door for that inner child to heal itself. Or it can be like healing relationship between parents and children for some of you. What is beautiful is that there is this beautiful light, there is this beautiful rainbow. So it almost feels like allowing yourself to come out again and come more to that playfulness and maybe loving kindness with yourself, discovering more colors in your life. Dolphin is just beautifully connecting with this story because dolphin is a symbol of joy. It is a symbol of playfulness. It is also about communication and sound, which can be something very healing for you if you feel attracted to that. So it almost feels like, and can you see like all the blues? Like the child is in blue, dressed in blue. The dolphin is blue as well, like a lot of blue colors coming through. It almost feels like something in you, something, like this joy wants to come out, this playfulness wants to come out, something wants to come out. So let's just take a look on the mantras on the back of the card. Speak your truth clearly and listen compassionately without judgment or hidden agendas, which is beautiful. It almost feels like, you are reparenting yourself on some level. And maybe you will notice this pattern that something arises, there is a feeling or an impulse. And we usually tell ourselves, oh no, don't do that, it's stupid. Don't do this, don't do that, it's stupid. Like repressing your own heart, repressing your own joy in some way, repressing your own communication or expression in some way. And for this group, the relationship that you might be healing is relationship with your inner child or with your children. It depends where you take it. So let's pull some more cards from the tarot and see how the story unfolds. So how this group can continue healing the inner child, or what is the strategy for healing of this important relationship. So there is Three of Wands, which is interesting. Another card of expansion, walking through the door. It almost feels like there were some door closed, so now it's time to open them and expand. Yes, then we have Ace of Pentacles. And then we have the World. So many cards of opening and coming out. It almost feels like you are in a stage of your life in that you are ready to connect very deeply with your inner child, and in some way it is bringing you some new opportunities. It can even bring you opportunities like like creating something, or it almost feels like there is like a lot of abundance connected with your inner child. Maybe you repressed some kind of talent or gift or way of expressing yourself, and it can bring you stability. Ace of Pentacles is a beautiful symbol of stability, prosperity, receiving something beautiful or a stable opportunity for growth. So it almost feels like you are bringing your inner child home. You are receiving through your inner child these new beautiful opportunities, something stable, something really that you can follow, you can expand on it. Three of Wands is card of expansion, seeing new horizons. It almost feels like on some level like a soul loss, and I'm using a word that is sometimes used in shamanism, that when you repress some important part of yourself, they call it soul loss, and you do not have access to that energy. And it usually happens through something heavy, that you are not allowed to be who you are, so you shut yourself down. And it almost feels like now it's time to allow your child to come out, play more in your life, communicate who you are, express who you are, because there are new opportunities connected with it. New stable opportunities or opportunities for growth, which is the Three of Wands. And then we have the World card. So it almost feels like you are coming out and to the world as you are. This is a card of wholeness, like discovering who you are, discovering your true self, discovering what is it that you wish to express in this world. So it almost feels like in this group, and again try to find for yourself what specifically it is, but it almost feels like you are healing relationship with yourself in a sense that you are bringing forth some talents or expressions that you have forgotten or that were suppressed in some way. Try to find for yourself what that is. And it almost feels like the moment you allow this part to come out, there is like something beautiful coming into your life. And it almost feels like you are coming to a place of wholeness, like feeling whole, feeling at home with yourself. Allowing yourself to be at home with who you are. Hopefully it makes sense. And I feel with the first group, the first pile, it was really like healing a lot of heaviness, and taking some strategy how to work with that heaviness. And for you, it almost feels like you have the key. You have the key to this door. It's not that difficult to come out. It almost feels like it is easy. It is easy, just open the door, come out. Try to express yourself in this world in a way that you feel called to, with a talent, maybe some kind of forgotten talent, or I don't know what it is. Try to discover and find out for yourself, and indeed you can let me know in the comments, because it will be different for everybody. But I hope that something in this story, something in this healing story, will resonate with you and that you will be able to take it into your everyday life. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will be moving to the final pile. Okay, so for those of you who chose pile 3, Kangaroo, we are working with the theme healing an important relationship. So let's just see what it might be for you. So we have a card, We Are the World. We Are the World from Osho's and Tarot. It is beautiful. It almost feels like people in this group might be healing like a sense of belonging or relationship within community or within extended family. Look at all these people like dancing around the globe, connecting. So it almost feels like you might be healing relationship or relationships that has something to do with the community, like finding your tribe, finding your belonging, or maybe connecting on a deeper level with people who resonate, who you feel connected to, who you can co-create something meaningful in this world. Ultimately, this card is showing that we are all connected, we are all one, that we are like these little tiny shiny bubbles connected in this web of life. And we are different. We come from different cultures, from different languages, from different religions, from different places. Yes, we are different. We have all different colors. But at the same time, we are one humanity. So it almost feels like you might be in a phase in your life when you are healing that sense of belonging, that sense of interconnectedness with a bigger community or with a bigger tribe, or maybe it can be even happening within your family. It just really depends. And the kangaroo is here almost like a strategy, Because kangaroo is a beautiful symbol of being ready. Just move on, do it, be ready. It's like very active energy. Like taking action in the right direction, not hesitating. Kangaroo is not hesitating, it just keep on jumping, keep on moving. So it almost feels like in this group you are somehow invited to really start connecting, and start healing these relationships if there is something to be healed. The best and only direction to take is to move forward with determination. Once you do, don't look back. Keep your energy field clear so that you can remain balanced and centered on what's truly important. It almost feels like, you know who you are, you know where you wish to go, and now you wish to connect with people who have similar resonance or ideas that you can co-create something meaningful. And as much as we are different, and as much as we are connecting to different communities, just really keeping in mind that we are one humanity. I feel it's very important, especially in these times, when we look around the globe and when we see people fighting over religion, people fighting over political beliefs, people fighting over, all different things. It is so important to understand that we really have different cultural backgrounds, and that what matters is that basic ethical codex, that basic ethical container and morals that are the same for the whole humanity. That we can, despite these differences, that we can build this world community based on the basics, which is the same for all human beings. We want peace, no violence. We want to express ourselves. We want our children to be safe. We want some kind of nice home or shelter. Yeah? The basics are very same for the whole humanity. Okay, so let's just see what will show up more for this group as you are healing your connection with community or with some kind of deeper belonging, how you can navigate that. Another fiery energy, like King of Wands. It almost feels like in this group action is needed. Action is needed to heal something or to connect on the right place. Action is needed. Wow, we have another King of Swords. It almost feels like there is like a lot of masculine active energy in this group. So maybe you are in a phase of your life in that it is like much useful to use masculine energy, like action, right choices, moving forward, protection. King of Swords is about communication. King of Swords is actually master of communication. So maybe you are invited to improve your relationships by really mastering communication. It is also about being trustworthy and being fair. King of Swords. Those positive aspects of King of Swords is like clear communication, justice, being fair. So it almost feels like you can bring these qualities into some kind of community. There is so much leadership energy in this group that for some of you it almost might be that you are the one who will be bringing community together. You are the one who will be creating a community. And it can bring healing to you as well, because you may suddenly start feeling it like, oh, this is my tribe. We are doing something together. Yeah. So there is like this invitation to learn very clear communication, to be fair, to be decisive with the King of Wands. to be decisive, to take the right action, which is almost like the similar energy that we had with the kangaroo. Okay. Wow, this is powerful. There is another card. Queen of Swords. So we have the couple, we have the sacred couple here. It almost feels like you might be even connecting not only with people like community or tribe, or you are invited to connect with it, but it may even be like you are in a partnership with someone very similar to you. So there is like this healthy combination of divine masculine and divine feminine, and there is like a lot of leadership energy. It almost feels like in this group you might be coming to sacred relationship with someone else, and with this person you might be creating something bigger that would not be able to be created when you would not connect with this person or with others. And it's just for some of you, it might not be for all of you, but it is interesting. It is always interesting to have like this sacred couple theme within one reading. And they are the same element, air element, swords. So it almost feels like there is an invitation really to the mastery of communication. It is communication from the heart. But at the same time, it is very fair, it is very clear, it is very direct. And it almost feels like maybe people in this group might be operating right now more on that really masculine energy, on that active energy, air, fire. But somehow you might be contributing to co-creation of healthy communities, healthy tribes. And for some of you, it is finding such a tribe that you do not have to create it yourself. For some of you, it might be that you really are creating it, that you have these leadership capacities, and in many ways and on many levels, it is healing for you as well. And for some of you, it is joining that community, finding that sense of belonging and being active in that, participating actively maybe in that. And in some ways, people in this group are also called to heal the relationship with the world. What is my relationship with the world? What is my relationship with the nature? What is my relationship with the wholeness? With the wholeness, how do I perceive the wholeness and how do I participate so that this wholeness, this interconnectedness, this web of life can be healthy? So really maybe some activists, healthy activism, healthy, not aggressive activism. We need to be aware of this, because as there is so much fire energy going on and so much aggression going on in the world, it needs to be like standing in a peaceful power. It needs to be a peaceful force that is creating the change. Otherwise, it is coming from the same old energy. So if you are in this field of activism or bringing people together, healing people together in communities, be very mindful and aware if it is healthy, if it is clear and fair, if there is a communication flowing in that community. Because it feels like it can be very healing at these times, can be very healing. I hope it makes sense, at least on some level, that you will find some hints. What is it specifically for you in your life and how you can use it in your everyday life? Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you everybody for spending such a long time with me. It got really long, but hopefully it was helpful. You can let me know in the comments. If you feel called to do so, you can subscribe, you can give some thumbs up. It always helps eventually to improve the algorithm on YouTube. So thank you so much for that. And I will connect with you soon again with another practice and with another theme. Thank you, and bye bye for now.